They'll try a shot from distance from Felix, and it's almost ended up. It's penalty ended up all the way to the penalty. Last action is Simpson and he scores! Simpson! Just a little lob, Curtis Henry was off his line. Concord take the lead in the 66th minute.
It was a nice set-up from, yes, I felt, when I saw Curtis Henry dash out of his goal, I thought, you're well out.
Left shot, left shot, left shot, left shot! Higher!
Thank you very much. For Concord again, and Curtis Henry manages to get a second there. Bruce just looked at the connection to the last
Get to the fucking ball! Look where the ball went. He got the ball. He's gone into me. He's gone into me.
He's been sent off.
I'm asking you the question. Just explain it. Ruben, come on. Come
Joined then by first team manager Danny Scopes following a nice opening victory of 2021, a 1-0 win away here to Billericay. Firstly, Scopes, you just give us your reflections on that one.
Yeah, and obviously pleased to get the result, isn't it? I think any points you get in this league, especially away from home, are good points. There's no easy games. Every game's difficult, and especially coming off the back of a 2-week period, over the Christmas period as well, where you haven't played and you haven't got your rhythm from that. So I think coming off the back of that, I think it's even more important that boys dug in and we look sharp, we look fit over the course of the 90 minutes, and wasn't pretty at times in some of the performances, some of the play, but we got over the line. So I think that's quite positive that we got over the line, and obviously the first clean sheet.
Obviously, Billericay over the course of the summer relayed the pitch. How do you think the 3G kind of affected the way we played? I certainly felt that we played a lot more of the game on the floor and passing around quite nicely compared to maybe usually. How do you think that affected the game?
Yeah, I think the nature of when you come and play on a 3G and you don't play on it every week is you probably overplay at the start of the game. And I think that's probably what we were guilty of first half, and we're probably trying to get the ball and play too much in our own half, and some of our attacking players were a little bit deeper and we were keeping possession and moving the ball, but probably not in the right areas. So I think that's the nature of a 3G when you don't quite play on it, and still got to try and play in their half, and still try and get a bit of territory and try and play in there rather than playing your own half. So that was something we addressed at half time, and I thought we'd done it better second half and got a little bit higher up the pitch and passed it a little bit better in their final third rather than in our own defensive area.
Obviously, we're touching a couple of the players we've got on loan. First, we'll start with Lewis Simper. Another impressive 90 minutes of football from him, and a very nice Cantona-esque finish to obviously seal the 3 points. How impressive was he this afternoon?
Yeah, I thought credit to Billericay in the first half. I thought their midfield probably shaped our midfield and probably put us on the back foot. And like I said, we were probably coming a bit too deep to get on the ball. We addressed it at half time, and addressed it at half time and said that Lewis needed to get closer to Wally rather than our wide players. And I think we did that second half, and I think he was close enough to Wally, and that's where the goal come from, because Wally caused a bit of carnage, didn't he, with the keeper and the defenders, and then it's fallen to Lewis, and probably out of the players we got on that pitch, that's what he's there for in that area, to be that show that bit of quality, and he did do that. I thought it was a great finish, wasn't it? So.
Obviously then the other loanee that I thought stood out was Ashley Charles, obviously on loan from Wildstone. Seemed to just win everything in the midfield, even if he is quite a small man. How influential was he for those 3 points?
Yeah, I think Ashley's an intelligent footballer. You can see that he's got a bit of everything. He can compete, like you say, if someone's not the biggest or the most physical, but he can compete and wins his battles and his aerial battles and his physical battles, but also uses the ball well, and out of possession I think it's really important that you're disciplined behind the ball, and he probably gives us that, and he's probably a pleasure to play for as our centre half and our back four, because he always seems to be in the right position, and I thought he showed some good qualities today of his game. He's a good player, you don't play a lot of games for Wildstone and win a National South medal without being a good player, and he's been a real plus for us. He just showed us that little bit of intelligence in midfield and that little bit of quality at times when you do need to play and you do need to keep it a bit shorter, and then when you need to flip it around the corner and be a bit more aggressive.
Obviously it's our first clean sheet of the season.
Yeah.
So obviously something that's a bit of burden on our shoulders for quite a while. We're very happy with that. Obviously Billericay have got a very formidable strike force, the likes of Jake Robinson, Luke Wanadillo. How solid were we defensively, and specifically it's a new side in Jaden? How good were we defensively to hold them at bay? Because I don't think at any point I felt like they were going to score.
No, I thought we were in control. See you, pal. See you, mate. Well played, you. I thought we played well defensively. I thought defensively as a team, as I said, I don't think it was just the back four that was solid. I think obviously Ash and Blackie in front of them, and even Lewis and Bridgie and Sprider and Wally was defending from the front. I think that's important. That's something that we've got to get across, and we can't afford to carry anyone, and everyone's got to defend when we lose the ball, and people have got to attack when we win the ball and we go forward. But I thought we were solid. I thought we dealt with their threats. I thought they had some threats, and the boy on the wing was good aerially and won his good challenge of battles, and Jake Robinson's always going to be a threat if you give him time and space in your penalty box, and I thought we done well with that. And a consequence of not keeping clean sheets, a consequence of not getting over the line in a couple of games when we've been ahead, probably creates that bit of drama or creates that bit of tension maybe towards the end of the game. And the pleasing thing was we did get over the line, we dealt with it, we come away with it with the win, and I think that would be good for confidence and to show that we can do that, because there's been a few times where we have been leading and we've thrown it away, and that causes a bit of nervousness in your play. But I think the boys dealt with that really well. Wasn't pretty in the last 10-15 minutes, but we've done our jobs, and like I say, to get a clean sheet is really pleasing, really pleasing.
Obviously, we spoke in that 2020 review the other night about things clicking, and it looks, when you look back on the last 5 games, we're 6th in the form table, 8 points from 15. I think we're up to 14th in the league as well now. Are things starting to click in the right way, and are you hopefully going to see us starting to climb up the table?
Yeah, I think as we said before, we had some frustrations really last year in games where we've been ahead and we've thrown it away last minute, and had these real opportunities to sort of get ourselves up the table a little bit quicker, and we haven't done that, and that breeds a bit of negativity within a group, and it's difficult to shake that. But I think if you look at the last few performances, I think from Chippenham away, I think that was a good performance, and Bath at home and Eastbourne at home, which again we should have got more points out of the Eastbourne game, I believe. And then today, I think they're positive performances. I think you can show a bit of heart, a bit of desire, a bit of effort, and we're moving, look a bit more organised maybe as well, and just moving in the right direction. But I think credit goes to the boys, because this time we've been in training on a Tuesday, we haven't been able to train on a Thursday. You've got Christmas temptations and stuff going around where you're not doing much, you're not working, and you're sitting at home not doing a lot. And I think credit to the boys. I don't think that showed today. I thought once we got going after the first 3 or 4 minutes, we looked on the front foot, looked like we had loads of energy, and that takes a lot of discipline, and shows we've got quite a good group that they can do that. So
obviously, finally then, it took 9 months to get our first league win of 2020.
Yeah.
It's taken 2 days to get our first league win of 2021. How nice it, I suppose, to get that burden off our shoulders after just a couple of days of a new year.
Yeah, definitely. I said to the boys in there, it's a bit of an unknown at the moment, isn't it? I think there were 7 games called off in our league today. Loads of leagues above had games called off, and you probably don't know what's going to happen, and you don't know if you're going to be playing next week or not. So we said to the boys in there, this might be your last game for a while, and could be, or next week could be. And I think you've got, what you don't want to do is go out on that last game and then have a break and not have done very well, because it's not a very nice place to be. And so I'm pleased with the boys that we've got the results, and we're just going to take every game as it comes, treat every game differently as every game comes through, and just make the most of it really, because we don't know what's going to happen with the situation and the COVID. So every time we turn up, we're just going to ask the boys to work really hard for us, set up to try and win every game that we play in, and see where it takes us from there.
Perfect. Scopes, as always, great to catch up with you. Even better when we win. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, Happy New Year and a happy clean sheet.